This next question was sent in on Twitter using the hashtag CornyDriveThru from Mark in Dryden. What are Jim's thoughts on the rumors of Adam Cole going to AEW when his contract is up in August?
Oh, God, I hadn't even heard that rumor, and I hope that wouldn't happen. Cole's a fucking star. Cole is, and you would think they would have to see it, even in this day and age, in this state. And why would Vince not look at Adam Cole and see Shawn Michaels 20 years later without any of the bad habits?
Size. If you ask me what Vince would see when he sees him, I think that'd be the issue.
What the fuck? They're the same fucking size. Cole looks in better shape. I've stood next to both of them. Michaels, maybe he's 2 inches taller, but he was probably 10 pounds lighter.
No.
Well, I guess now, since they've been to the Performance Center, I guess they don't have a fucking ounce of fat on them. But Shawn Michaels was 195-ish in 96. Legitimately, I would bet you.
I would guess, based on my memories of Shawn Michaels in 96, that Adam Cole's at least 10 pounds lighter than that. And significantly skinnier in the arms, which I think, I'm not saying I judge a wrestler based on that, but
well, Vince might look
talking about
at
what Vince would judge him on. I think that's an issue.
I can't imagine that anybody couldn't see that Cole can work and Cole can talk, and he's a good-looking kid who looks like an athlete, and all his shit looks good. And I've never seen him work with the Invisible Man. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but he will make a lot of money, and he's still young enough. He'll make a lot of money in the WWE. Yeah, I would have to think.
He has also seen the way they have treated good wrestlers and NXT alumni on the main roster. He certainly is aware of the frustrations that many of the people have when they go up to the main roster.
Certainly, he's also aware that if he goes the other company, he might be booked against Marco Stunted growth on television.
His girlfriend is there. His friends are all there.
Oh, God, that's right, Britt Baker.
And his friends are all there. I mean, he was part of that whole group with those guys. They were all buddies. I mean, if you're him and you have to make a decision.
He's better friends with O'Reilly and Fish, I would think, or has worked with them for much longer than he has any of the fucking outlaws on the other side.
And what future do O'Reilly and Fish have with the WWE?
I just think Adam Cole's always, from the time I saw him at 19 years old in Ring of Honor, one time he came in and cut a fucking pre-tape promo. At one time, I said, that's how you do it. I could tell he could fucking speak and he could work. And he's a smart guy, and I can't believe that he would want to go and do outlaw wrestling on cable television when he has a chance to be one of the top guys in the WWE for the next 10 or 15 years or however long he wants to do it. I think he's too smart for that, because he knows that anybody that goes to AEW becomes one of the fucking group of goofy kids playing at stunts, and you can't fucking avoid it, because even top talent, they're going to book with idiots. They've proven it. They put MJF in with the fucking little kid. They will joke everything up, and they have not gotten anybody over or any more popular than they were when they started there. In some cases, less so. So I think Adam Cole's too smart to go to this fucking vanity project when he can legitimately be a top guy in the biggest company in the world for a long period of time. I would hope that would be the case.
Again, that's putting your faith in the Vince. Why would he do that?
Well, Adam Cole's young enough that Vince ain't going to live forever. And Adam Cole's young enough, he might not make it till Adam's fucking 35, so he'd still have a chance.
They brought the Revival up, and they had him crushed by the entire clique on Raw 25. You know what I mean? These guys see that. They notice that. He knows if he goes to AEW, A, he'll get paid a lot of money. B, he'll be with his girlfriend. C, he'll have some creative freedom. And he's already really good on a microphone. He'll be one of the best talkers, if not the best talker there right away as soon as he gets there. And in terms of AEW, it only helps them if they get serious guys like that. Look, they're going to put everyone in there with Marco Stunt. That's not going away. He'll probably go in there with Marco Stunt just like everyone else does at this point. But you got to hope that if they get more guys like that, more guys that can work and can do promos, that maybe it'll reduce some of the ridiculous shit.
Well, and I'm all in favor of that. If the people that they get do not have the opportunity to be major stars in a stable, legitimate company. And the last thing I'll say is, and I would imagine that, whenever this thing is over with, Vince or whoever's running the WWE will not look kindly on the people that they trained and invested in and spent a lot of time with that bailed for this goofiness. And at that point, there's going to be no fucking alternative. So you're going to have to come groveling back if they'll take you. Because, yes, I know that TNT has signed a TV contract through 2023 or whatever the fuck. Do you honestly, legitimately believe that All Elite Wrestling is going to be a company in 7 years?
If they keep getting TV deals like that, yeah. That TV deal was a steal for TNT.
I don't see how that, anyway.
Let's put it this way. In 7 years, who knows where the Bucks are? Who knows where Omega is? He's already in his mid-30s or whatever. But in 7 years, you have MJF. You have Jungle Boy. You have Darby Allin. You have these young guys in their early 20s.
The WWF's main event roster is right now, of 2027, is right now playing wrestler on TNT. I'm sorry. If in 7 years, if there are no young fucks and no Twinkle Toes McFinger Bang, and, Marco Stunted Growth is in a fucking, bubble somewhere from whatever he's done to himself, Tony Khan will have learned wrestling from these people. So what the fuck? I
can't defend Tony Khan's sensibilities at all. You're right.
They will exist as some kind of entity as long as he wants them to, because they've got the money. But I don't see it getting a lot fucking better, because I don't see anybody coming in and taking it over and fucking whipping it into shape.
But here's the thing, and we've talked about this before. Executive vice presidents don't last forever. I've been a part of major corporations and seen executive vice presidents come and go. It's not like Cody and the Bucks and Omega are guaranteed jobs for life. Tony Khan is the only one who's a guarantee there, because it's his dad's money. But that's not to say the Young Bucks are guaranteed they're going to have a lifetime job as executive vice presidents.
I didn't say they were. I said this is Tony. It's still Tony Khan's guaranteed. And this is who he's learning the inside of the wrestling business from. So what's he going to fucking do? When they're gone, he thinks he'll think even more that he knows how to do this. I'm just saying, they'll be around. They'll do whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't care. The point is, if you really want to seriously be a major star in a stable company over a long period of time, and unfortunately that I have to say this about the WWE, not do anything really embarrassing, you're still shooting for the WWE.
If NXT is going to be considered a third brand and treated like a third brand as opposed to a developmental brand, would you sign Adam Cole and keep him there?
Yes, because that's where he fits well. That's the flavor of. Actually, one of these days they're just going to, when Vince goes, NXT and Raw are just going to flip-flop. NXT will be on USA on fucking Monday nights, because that's the best show, and that's the young guys, and that's the future talent. And then we will see a lessening of stupid silliness in the WWE, and it will be more of what, obviously, you think when Triple H takes over, he's going to change the one show that he's been responsible for. He's going to change the two that he hasn't. So if that's their future, then I think Adam Cole will be fine in 10 years. And we see what the future will look like on the other side, which is more of this shit, because of the people that are going to be in charge.
And I think that's a big issue right there. And that's why I asked that question of the revival of things I've heard from various people in that company or formerly in that company about losing faith in Triple H, because these guys come up from NXT and they have a lot of faith in Triple H, and then they get to the main roster and Triple H is still there. And he talks to them. He tries to convince them to stay in the company and all these things. But the problem is Vince, and they want a world that's similar to NXT on the main roster, but it's not. It's Vince, and it's Kevin Dunn, and it's Bruce Pritchard, and it's that system. And a lot of guys may not want to wait it out.
But Kevin Dunn's older than I am.
No,
Bruce Pritchard. I don't think Bruce is older than. I think he's actually younger than I am, which is sad. Vince is way older than I'm just saying that in 10 years, the WWE will look more like NXT and All Elite Wrestling will look like what it looks like now because of the people in charge of it. And I can't wait for FTR to go in and potato some people and fucking hold them down in the corner until they fucking do as told. But otherwise than that morbid interest, I don't see him changing anything, because when people go there, they instead of changing the product to become more serious, when they get serious talent, the serious talent gets pulled into the fucking hokey, goofy, fucking phony, silly bullshit time travel. At least I've never seen Matt Hardy this fucking silly. I've never seen Chris Jericho this silly. People that you would think know how the fuck to get over and know what the fuck they're doing and would want to be taken as serious are now just laughing and joking instead of cooking and smoking, baby. Because they see the fucking guy that's in charge as once laughing and joking instead of cooking and smoking. And Cody has some pride, and he makes all of his stuff as good as he possibly can. And the rest of them are just out in the fucking weeds screaming, "Find me."